Well, we've got some exciting products from NSA to check out today. I am going to be installing the Ready Brake on my Honda CRV so that I can flat tow it with my 2007 Winnebago Outlook. We'll take a quick look at what we have from NSA. It's both the Ready Brake for flat towing and also their emergency stop braking system. Take a quick look at what comes in the box. This is the RB-13 Ready Brake. Really awesome design. Essentially, it works with inertia. There's no electronic component here, although it does send a signal that you can connect in your cab so you can see when the brake is activated. And then here are the cables that go with that. We'll walk through the installation process. And then they also sent some de-rattlers. Now, this is to prevent your hitch from having any wiggle or shake, also for your tow bar, which you'll put here on this end, and then also the breakaway emergency kit in the unlikely event that your tow bar comes disconnected and your tow vehicle is basically free running out there, then your safety cables didn't stop it either. This brake will activate. It will pinch your tow vehicle brake down and totally stop the vehicle. Now, NSA did send me this kit in exchange for this review. I'm gonna walk through the installation process and then we're gonna also take it out for a test tow. Now, real quick, why is this the type of brake you might want to consider? Well, I have been using a Brake Buddy Classic, and what's unfortunate about that system is it's fairly timely to install each and every time you flat tow your vehicle. I have to physically put the Brake Buddy inside the CRV. I have to connect it electronically and then test it. And then with a CRV, every 300 miles, I have to run the CRV back through those flat tow instructions, and that takes about 5 minutes, and you have to pull the Brake Buddy out for that. The NSA system is going to connect extremely quickly. I'll demonstrate that here once I get it installed in the vehicle. But it is really one cable connection once you've attached your tow bar, and it should be saving a significant amount of time. I do recommend you jack your vehicle up to do the cables underneath. I'm just using these Rhino ramps, pretty easy way to do it. Quick look at the tools that I use. You're gonna need a drill with a 1/2-inch drill bit, and then the driver was really helpful, like a hammer drill to drill into the frame of the vehicle. 5/16 driver, and then something to clip. So you're gonna need some strong clippers, and then a grease gun for your emergency brake. They want you to grease that fitting. I used a knife with a serrated blade to cut the carpet, 5/16 wrench. And then for the hard to reach spots under your brake pedal, you need something like this that can go on your drill and allow you to drive your self-tapping screws into the floor of the vehicle. So get something like this. This is by DeWalt. That is very handy. I don't know if you can do it with your drill. If you're right under your brake pedal, that's gonna be difficult. And then I also used a flashlight, and that is about it. First order of business, we've got to remove this trim piece so we can pull our carpet up and out of the way. Then we're gonna drill 2 holes, one for the emergency brake and one for the Ready Brake. So I've got the carpet pulled up here, had to pull off this little side trim piece, and it's not actually gonna be that easy. This does not want to stay up without me removing all of that. I think that's gonna be okay because I can get this up high enough and kind of hold it here enough to drill my holes, and then I've got some additional baffling or the sound deadening material there under the brake. I'm gonna have to trim that a little bit so that I can mount the bracket that attaches the cable to. So got a few workarounds here. I don't think it's gonna be too big a deal. For a little redneck ingenuity, I just used a clamp and a bungee cord to just keep this out of the way, because right down there is where I'm gonna drill my holes, and then we'll have to move the sound deadening material up, run our cables under there, and then mount our box right here. Here's a little box I'm talking about. It's got to be mounted right under the brake pedal so that those cables can come through and then pull down on the brake. Got both holes drilled with a 1/2-inch drill bit. Goes through the floorboard pretty easy. Who knew that the floorboard of our vehicles was so thin? And then we can use one for the emergency stop and then one for the Ready Brake. And both are going to go into this bracket. So now I can route both of the conduits through here and attach both of my cables to the bracket we'll get those attached first to the bracket, and then we're going to screw this down under the brake pedal. So it's kind of challenging to screw these both into this floor bracket. Also notice the washer on the left side. Now the NSA videos actually show using a washer on both the left and the right. They won't exactly fit up against this floor bracket. So I took the one on the right off. It's kind of weird. In their video, it shows them leave the washer on this side, and then it just actually, the washer's hitting up against that nut and not allowing this to go fully in. And then the other thing I'd say is while you're threading the second conduit into your bracket, you know, you're basically having to spin the entire conduit. So I figured the easiest way to do that is hold this up in the air and then just hand tight until you're ready to use your wrench to fully tighten it. So had to cut a huge chunk of this sound deadening material that was here under the brake pedal, and I just trimmed it out. Best way to do that is going to be some pretty sharp shears that did decently well, or use a serrated knife. That seemed to work pretty well. Hold it tight and then trim. Obviously watch out for anything like this. But now we're down to bare metal here, so we're ready to mount our box under there, which, as you're noticing here, this is going to be tricky to get a drill in here. There's not a lot of room to work. All right, we got our floor bracket attached and it is secured. Now you are working pretty much right under the brake pedal, so you're going to need something like this guy. This guy really is your best friend. Attach it to your drill. You can slide it under there. The other option is I do have a hammer drill, which is a little bit smaller. I was able to kind of work on the top side here and then a little bit on the top side here, but underneath had to use this little guy, and then you're going to have to use your hand and press down and use your other hand to use your drill. Not the easiest install, but it is in there now. So the next thing I got to do is secure each of my cables down to the floorboard. Give us these little guys to wrap around the cable and secure each one down. And then we'll do that right under that. All the things we had to do so far, that was actually probably the easiest. Got both of our cables connected to the floor. And at that point, we're done in here until we run our cords or our cables up to attach to the brake. So we'll run each of them up here and attach to the brake pedal. Okay, now we got to drill a 3/8 inch hole into the bumper to route the aircraft cable. And it says if you're going to do it into a plastic, to make sure you use metal washers. They had extra metal washers in the bag. So I got a washer on there, and then I got to tighten up this fitting. All right, now we got to route our conduit up to the front with the bracket we just drilled into there, into the bumper. And on the CRV, you know, there's all this plastic trim. I just kind of shoved it under the trim until it poked through right here. And then obviously I'm gonna have to push it in right behind this. But now what I've got to do is actually start at the back there and secure it in 2 or 3 spots to the frame of the vehicle. And then you want to make sure you don't have any tight turns, so long looping turns. But I don't think we're going to have any tight turns. We're coming fairly straight, and then it might be slightly tricky. I'll have to have a decent amount of flex in order to get that on the back of this guy. So we got our conduit attached back here. Wasn't too tricky to get it in there. And then I've got connected to the frame twice under there, trying to keep it away from any moving parts or anything that gets hot. Now we got to snake our cable up through here, and it'll come out the floorboard. Put this in. Okay, I need 2 hands maybe. Maybe not. I'll probably have a good bit of excess cable because that's how much conduit I ended up cutting off. About 2 feet maybe. In case we want to shove this all the way in. And word of the wise, be careful. This sucker's sharp. I want to put that all the way tight. Back inside the car, and here's our cable. It came up. Now we got to wrap around the brake. All right, so for our connection here to our brake, we've got it bracketed down. It's amazing how hard this cable is to clip. So you're gonna need some really good wire cutters. And you don't want a ton of slack in that because it's got to be able to pull your brake down. So now we're on to the emergency stop brake. And you've got this little box. And this part has to face toward the motorhome. You're gonna run the second conduit. So you install the box first, self-tapping screws again, mount that to the frame. And then we're gonna have to pull this loop over here to the front. We're actually going to attach it to our bracket where our safety cable goes. It will attach there, and then when we're driving around regular, when we're ready to tow, we'll attach it to the motorhome. So far, not too bad here. And then I've got to get my conduit up to this and then run this on the brake cable just like we did the Ready Brake. So just like on the Ready Brake, we've got to secure the conduit. They want 5 inches between, try to get a little bit closer here. They want 5 inches between your breakaway box and the conduit. So I'm gonna clip it right around here, if you can see that. And then we'll feed our cable through our conduit just like we did with the Ready Brake. And then you just attach it to the brake again. So now we got our emergency brake cable zip tied to where our safety cables go on our tow bar. And there's a little bit of slack in there, as you can see, going to our box. And then just like you did with the Ready Brake, you're gonna loop, make a coil loop again, and go around your brake. Okay, so now we're good to put the carpet back, but I'm gonna need to do some trimming because this carpet is not gonna wanna sit under there with these 2 wires coming up. So I gotta do a little trimming on the carpet before I can get it to sit down. All right, just a couple simple cuts to get make a spot for this cable, both cables to come up, and then I can put that carpet back down, pull my trim pieces back, and that should still allow both of these cables to pull the brake. Obviously the emergency stop you hope you never use, but the brake ready or the Ready Brake cable you're gonna be using every time you flat tow. And it's worth noting my emergency stop has more slack in it. If that ever gets pulled, it's gonna have the whole weight of the RV ripping that thing down. And there's the Ready Brake is much tighter because you want your brake to be able to pull that fully back when you're not braking. A little bit of wrestling with the carpet, got our trim piece back on, got that trim piece back on. Carpet's sitting down flat. You can see a slight bulge here from both of those wires, both those cables coming up, and then our box sitting right under there. But once we get all the trim back on, I don't think you're gonna notice it too much. You might feel it under your foot a little bit. One thing that's gonna be interesting about this install, now obviously if you're flat towing, you've got this on your car, you've got brackets sticking out, you're kind of used to it, but now you got this guy kind of hanging out and then a yellow one under here for that emergency stop. So it's gonna add a couple things. You'll probably get some questions. Hey, what the heck is that sticking out of the front of your CRV? So one thing we wanna check before we do our test drive is ensure I've got the auxiliary power running on the vehicle so the brake will actually come down. We gotta make sure it'll go right back. It wants to pull that right back flush. And then if we check under our brake pedal, here's our connection, and it's allowing that brake to fully come back up. So now we're ready to finalize and test our install. I've got the Ready Brake already connected here, and then we got to connect our emergency brake, emergency stop down here. So they give you this little loop to your hitch, and then I've got to connect my cable here to the front of the vehicle, emergency brake to the emergency brake under there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to run that emergency brake here through my Roadmaster, and then I don't have to use the zip ties. They actually want you to zip tie it to this. I'm just going to run it through there so I don't have to do that. Okay, we got our install all done, got my tow bar connected and the NSA Ready Brake all set up, and I'll go ahead and give you an overview of, let's talk about a couple reasons why you might want to choose the NSA Ready Brake system. Okay, one big advantage here, this is gonna be an extremely easy to connect and fast to connect braking system. So we've got a couple connections here. We got one right here, and then here's our emergency brake down here, okay? And then we're connecting the brake here to the top of the Ready Brake, and and then our emergency brake down here. So when we go to disconnect our tow vehicle, in terms of your braking system, one disconnect here, one here, and then one there. So that is going to be pretty quick. Obviously, your tow bar, you still got to mess with that. Our Ready Brake is connected directly to our tow bar. This is a fully mechanical braking system. There is an electronic brake light indicator. I have not installed that yet. I'm going to do that here in a bit. They've got an in-dash brake indicator. And what that's going to do is that's going to give me a little red light on my dash when my brake is activated. That way I can know when I'm braking, I'm going to see that light come on and know that my Ready Brake is functional. So overall, I'd say the installation took me about 3.5 hours. I was going pretty slow and thoroughly. Also, I was recording the process, and I've never cut into the floorboard of my vehicle, and so some of those things were new to me. You definitely can do the installation yourself. If you got a friend that can help you, that would be even better. So I'm pretty impressed. We'll go for a test drive. Let me know what questions you have about the NSA Ready Brake. Like I said, I was using a Brake Buddy Classic.